Good morning. Here we go. NASDAQ down a little. Today is going to be I think we'll probably have some wild swings, but on the whole, today should be a nothing burger because tomorrow is Powell. So I think they're going to want to come in neutral going into Powell. And so I think they'll come out about where we open. But during the day, I think we have some wild swings. I think we probably push down and then up. Yeah, we probably challenge this 25, 25.4, I think would be my guess. Again, looks like we're turning up. We've crossed over this. I mean, we're breaking out of this downtrend, so we should retrace at least up to 24,930, somewhere in there. Today is not, yeah, it's all about tomorrow. The market's just setting up for tomorrow. Look at VIX. VIX is what we'd say under control. Uh, 22 or 2330 is my breakout line. So above 2330 closing is bullish. Again, I don't expect much today. I think the VIX will probably meander also. It'll probably sell down at one point and then lift back up towards the end of the day. Yesterday it was massive institutional put buying. So the fact that VIX didn't move was hilarious to me. But all right. And again, on the daily, until they break down below 22, maybe even 2240, I'm not buying this move. Well, I'm not buying the move in the entire market. It's all built off manipulation. It's just the administration lying. There's no other way to put it. They're just flat out lying. And algorithms don't know how to tell the difference between a lie or the truth. And so it just hears lies and thinks happy news like, oh, Strait's going to open tomorrow. Yep. No need to buy oil. Better sell oil. Buy the market. And yeah, the Strait's not opening. Iran's not going well for Trump. It's going very well for Iran. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's not going well for them. No one wants that. But it's going as expected, I guess I should say, for Iran. All right, here's oil still squeezing up, even after the energy secretary tried his nonsense. Oh, yeah, Straits open. And then his buddies put a $3 million oil short on. At the same time, he released that news. And then it's like, oh, just kidding. Fool you so hard. And then it's like, where'd that tweet come from? I don't know. Maybe a pangolin did it. Yeah, if you can tell, I don't believe the markets. The markets can float up. I'm not buying any part of this nonsense because they're floating up off of lies, just nonsense. Until the strait is open, shipping, materials, energy, everything is at a standstill and prices going up. So you have to look at every, and here I'll go to the cues while I rant. You have to look at every company that's reporting, even if they report good earnings. Are their material costs going up? Yes. Is Are things harder to get to places? Yes. So are their costs overall going to go up? Yes. So their earnings should what? Come down. So no matter what they report, the future is murky at best for every company reporting, unless they're strictly American energy. So that's the thing. What are you buying on? Yeah. And the other thing with American energy, Trump, another tweet, he's like, the US produces the most energy in the world. If it gets expensive, we just get rich. Not we. Well, me, but not the general public because they don't own stocks in energy companies. They end up paying high gas prices, high heating prices. It's not good for anybody. So it just once again shows how delusional he is, and it's it's not just him. I'll just go ahead and tell you this: it's all the wealthy. They didn't come if they didn't come from a working class, and believe me, they'll lie about the working class. They're all they all came from money, but they have no idea. Money doesn't register to them. $10 gasoline, that doesn't mean anything to them. Oh, you mean it cost me an extra $20,000 to fill my jet? Okay. My stocks did well. And that's not going very true for them because the wealthy are trying to withdraw money at massive rates. And my guess is it's probably the wealthy in the Middle East. But yeah, they're trying to withdraw so fast that the holding companies aren't letting them. Another sign of what's really going on in this economy. All right, so here we go. Enough rambling. Here's the cues. The 500 MA is right around 600. Almost exactly. So that's where I expect us to close the day, right around 600. We'll probably open right near there. We'll see. Anything can happen. I personally think we get rejected off of it and then push up. And our high for the day is the expected is 606. I bet that's up here. Yep, right there. So that we can tag that long trend line one more time before heading down. Just pop up, tag that 606, and then tomorrow we can fiddle around with Powell and begin the descent, hopefully. Again, um, I'm not a big put buyer. I'll buy SQQ or QID or something. If we get a spike up to 605, I'll probably start buying it around there. I prefer VIX, though. I prefer to buy stocks that I'm bullish on and hedging with VIX. That's just my preference. Shorting the market is I'm not a fan of that because of this. Look at all this overlap nonsense. And this is the market just gearing up to make a big move. I tend to think the move is down. That's not saying we can't pop up. I mean, manipulation can get the market to go in a weird direction for a long time. As they say, the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. That's why I prefer not to short it, and I don't spend large amounts on SQQ or QID or any of those. I don't even spend large amounts on VIX. It's just a portion. But what I do is sell calls. I will sell calls, which I have been doing on everything but energy. And actually, I've self-shorted a lot of my own stocks, which means I sell calls and then I'll buy puts against the calls that I sold. So it's a short position, but it's with my own shares. It's not like naked shorting. It's fully clothed shorting. All right. So that's the upper move today. 606 is the upper expected move. The lower expected move is only 597. So that's just a little bit below where we are, which is why I kind of expect us to sell down to that 597 mark and then lift up to 605, 606, and then drop back to 600 to 600 where the 5MA is. And again, it's just the market likes to be neutral before big events. Powell's a big event. Neutral is the 5-day moving average. There's my stocks on Moomoo. Let's see what oil looks like. And I need to clean up my oil. My oil's like iron. What's that doing in oil? EGY. This is one of my favorites. Look at that huge dip. That was a gift. Looking excellent. Looking excellent. Looking excellent. EC monthly. Looking fabulous. Great. Good. All right. Now these have pushed up. They're squeezing. And so there's no reason. My squeeze is between this line here. This is the 5MA. This little orange, we'll call it, line right there. And then the upper Bollinger. If price is between the 5MA and the upper Bollinger, that's a squeeze. And so I don't do anything with that until we break below this 5MA with a close. We've got to close below this 5MA. Otherwise, we still push up. And again, yeah, oil's in the same predicament. But yeah, see this? See how this just was squeezing up the entire time and then you broke the 5MA? I love these. So I'll just follow this. Halliburton, these should be getting close to a buy. Your Halliburton, your SLB, and your Baker Hughes, BKR, those are all in OIH. And this is my monster of the future. So I'm definitely looking to add positions here. I also prefer Nove, which is in this sector. Maybe another drop down here, 350. Maybe they can push oil down one more time. And that would be awesome. Again, because I don't, my thesis is oil up, energy up over the future. Anytime they push these down and drop them, I'm a buyer if I can be. And I'd like to think Oklo reports today. I have a position in this for earnings also. I have a position in this, and then I also have a position for earnings. A lotto, we like to call them. A lotto ticket. Maybe it hits, maybe it doesn't. But I'm betting on these to go up. I think they've bottomed. And again, this is all about energy. If oil's going to start getting really expensive, which I believe it will be, and as long as that strait's closed, it will be, they're going to need alternatives for energy. And this is going to be your future over the next, I can't say forever. Let's say 40 years, 100 years, 150 years. This is the new oil. This is replacing oil. But until we get there, oil is going to shoot to the moon, and it's going to take all the other dirty, I'm doing air quotes, dirty resources with it. Natural gas, which isn't dirty, it's very clean. But it's going to take natural gas, it's going to take coal, it's going to take everything with it, because we're going to burn everything we can because oil's super expensive, and it's going to make all of them expensive. So uranium's where I want to be. Well, I want to be in energy for the next 40 years, but definitely uranium. I've sold out of these. These got a good bounce yesterday. Hooray. I see problems ahead. UAMY, I was in a position of this. I think they call it UAMY, but I just call it UAMY. Yeah, I see this one going near 20. This was on my breakout. I switched from what was that one that just ran and pulled back? I sold it on Friday and then rotated into this. UMAC. That's right. I sold UMAC on Friday and rotated into UAMY. And that was pretty good. I see. Still not sold on these drones. This is a lot of chop. I mean, this could break up, certainly, but it also could just break down. This is the middle. I mean, you're on support, so it's worth grabbing there with your stop at like $68. But these are, because if the market's going to drop and they do a sell everything, these would obviously get sold. If the market's going to do one of these weird things where oil and war stocks go up and everything else gets sold, well, then these are going to shoot up. That's just what it is. And I have positions in these ASTS, Iridium, IRDM. So I have positions in these waiting for them to go up. If they should go down, then that's fine. But like Iridium, I'm a buyer of this. I think this wants to close this gap up here to 32, and I think it wants to do it right quickly. See how this See how this daily's starting to turn up? I think we get a big move. Um, Triple D. This is another one that I'm in, holding this bottom at 189. That's my stop. But if this, look on a larger scale on the monthly, see how our low is all the way back here? So since we haven't broken that low, as long as we don't break that low, and look, we're turning up on the monthly, this could be a massive runner for whatever reason. Yeah, that it just could be a massive runner. It just has that potential. Again, my stop is right there at 189. Global Star, this is another one of those drone type stocks. Space with Planet Lab. That's another one that they could go up or down. You never know. Let's look at UMAC. Let's see when that's going to get a bid again. It touched down your support, so it's worth a nab here, with this being your stop. You may go to this lower support at 1680. I could see that. At 1680, I would definitely be a buyer. I would have liked this to close this 2362. It's a little off-putting that it didn't. But yeah, I'll look to get involved again. I'll give this another day, see what it does, see how it acts today. Yeah, that's basically it. Energy, if it's not energy or drone space, that I don't want it. And especially AI, I don't want. AI has some problems. Not to mention, they might be possible war criminals now, since Palantir is the one that targeted the girls' school in Iran. So if this conflict, this war, does not go well for us, there's a high probability that Palantir gets labeled as war criminals. So here's QQQ. Again, we'll close this out for the day. There's the 200, and that's, everyone's saying you're going to bounce off the 200, going to bounce off the 200, which you might. I mean, we haven't crossed over, but we're turning up. We definitely haven't crossed any breakout lines, that's for sure. But here's your mid Bollinger right there at just about 606, which is what I think. Here's the 5MA. We popped above it for a brief second, and it was literally a brief second, and then sold back down. So if they defend the 5MA today going into Powell, if we never break above it, that's just bad. But yeah, I expect them to fake out and break above it, get to this mid Bollinger, and then we'll go from there. Again, we play the market games. That's what we do. Still in this descending channel, and I mean, this very well could break out and be bullish. I mean, this could be a descending channel and we break and go from there, but I don't think so. I think this is just all consolidation. and I think it's getting ready to roll over. I think we go down here 575 to the 550 range. 555 is my preferred line. I think that's right here. That's 558. Yeah, maybe I just call it 555 for ease. But regardless, that's what I see. I do not have high hopes for this market because, again, what are they selling? What's their upside? Because all I see is constraint and expensive materials. So if they're selling something different, I'd like to hear what they're selling. Okay. There it is. Be safe, be bold, be wise, and as always, good luck.